Well, Moses, it's been a busy past few days on the curling rink with the Boundary Ford Curling Classic underway in Lloyd.
And it's just wrapping up too, which is really exciting. Of course, the quarterfinals happened this morning. Former Scotties champion Amber Holland taking on Renee Sonnenberg, a rematch of the A event qualifier, which Sonnenberg won 9-7. So again, they met in this morning's quarterfinal draw. Let's go to those highlights. We'll pick it up 8th end. Holland down 4-3 and looking to clear both red stones. She would do so. Her shooter rolls out for a single, and we're tied up at 4. 9th end, Sonnenberg with a chance to score 2. She gets to the house and nudges the Holland stone back 8, taking the 6-4 lead, heading into the final end where Sonnenberg was lying 3. So any chance Holland needed was a double takeout. But she'd only get 1. Sonnenberg steals 2 more for the 8-4 victory, where Sonnenberg would face the winner of Amy Nixon and the Scot Kelly Wood, who moved to Swift Current. Yeah, a big difference from Scotland to Swift, but she did it, and she would actually win this one too, taking it 9-5 in 9 ends. She would score 3 and steal 3 in the 8th. To book her ticket to the semis. The other quarterfinals had Valerie Sweeting defeat 2010 Olympic silver medalist Cheryl Bernard 8-6. Sweeting would face Casey Scheidegger as she beat Laura Crocker 7-6. So we go to the semifinal number 1, Sweeting and Scheidegger. 3rd end after Sweeting stole 1 in the 2nd. Scheidegger would draw for 2 and take the lead. However, that was short-lived. 4th end, watch at the top of your screen as Jessie Scheidegger, the 2nd, takes a spill. She would be all right, but the miscue sets up Sweeting for a chance to score 4, and they take advantage. 5-2 Sweeting. Then in the 5th, with 2 in the rings for Team Sweeting, Scheidegger trying for the race takeout, and she misses, giving Sweeting 2 more. However, Scheidegger will get 3 in the 9th end and steal in the 10th and extras for the 10-9 win. Semifinal number 2 had Renee Sonnenberg and Kelly Wood. 1st end, Sonnenberg with the hammer, looking for the hit and stick for the single top 12. It was close. Give it to Sonnenberg, 1-0. 2nd end, Wood with a chance for a deuce. 3rd, TJ Heikert throwing skip rocks. She would wreck on the guard, which means Wood will only get 1 to tie it up. 5th end, tied up at 2. Wood would burn her final rock knowing that they would get 1, so a measurement was to see if they could get 2, and boy oh boy, Kelly Wood would miss out on a double by a whisker. She would take the lead, but a pair of missed opportunities helps Sonnenberg come back for the 6-5 victory. Let's move on to basketball, shall we? The Lakeland Rustlers basketball teams wrapped up the first half of the season before the winter break. The ladies came into this contest losers of 3 straight after starting the season 5-0. So they were taking on the winless Red Deer College Queens. Good, right? Well, let's go to those highlights. Rustlers jumped out to a 5-point lead after 1 quarter, leading 14-9. The Queens held their own in the 2nd, keeping the deficit to 5 just after the half. The Rustlers eventually would run away with this one in the 2nd half, winning 63-47. Amy Warburg had 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 steals. And check out this sweet shot coming up here. Yeah, there you go. Head coach Chris King says it was a positive finish to the first half of the year.
It's huge for us, so 6-3 first semester, right about where we wanted to be, and the games that we lost against top-ranked teams. So we know that we're right in the mix. There's a few things we need to work on, offensive consistency and getting a little stronger defensively, but I thought tonight we took great strides defensively.
Lakeland men were in tough, facing the undefeated Red Deer Kings. The green and gold trailed by 6 at the half. In the 3rd, a pair of Travis Blacker 3-pointers brought the Rustlers within 3, but the Kings kept up the pace, leading the home team 81-72 with less than 3 to play. Incredibly, though, the Rustlers stormed back. Kamal Brown-Williams, his layup would tie it up with 12.5 seconds left. This would go to overtime. The Rustlers' Shane Oasande gets the massive block early on. The Rustlers would actually grab their lead 90-88, but again, there's a reason why Red Deer hasn't lost. They would go on a 6-1 run to end the game, winning 94-91 in overtime. A lot of miscues there. Rustlers coach Tom Grote says his team's inexperience did them in, and they'll learn, or they have to learn, to play in big games.
We have a couple of really costly turnovers down the last 30 seconds of the game, and I can only chalk that up against experience. I've got, the guys that are on the floor at the end of the game, 4 of those guys are first-year players, and they haven't been in that college situation where the game's on the line and knowing what to do.
All right, sticking with hockey, the Bonneville Pontiacs were in action yesterday as they visit the Spruce Grove Saints, and started off a pretty solid tilt between Tommy Barchich and Tyler Kuntz. Both guys land some blows, but we'll call this one a draw. So we'll move to the middle of the third, where we're tied at 1. A big rebound is in front there for Parker McKay. He pots it home, giving the Saints the 1-goal lead. Less than 2 minutes to play, Spencer Fu flies in, sends a pass across to Levi Ansell, and we are tied up at 2s, heading to overtime. In the extra frame, Saints on the power play. Tim Nolte gets the puck at the point and snaps one past Tyler Santos for the game winner. Spruce wins it 3-2. Moving on, closer to home, the Lloydminster Bandits' unpredictable season continues. One night after defeating Vegreville 5-4, the Bandits dropped a 6-5 game to Saddle Lake, who had won just once this year. The Baker Hughes Bobcats had high expectations for their final weekend homestand, but they didn't do so well Saturday, dropping a 7-1 decision to the Calgary Royals. Steen Pashnuk scored the lone goal for the Bobcats as they slipped to 3rd in the Dodge division. And the Rohan Rage jump above 500, defeating the Southeast Hounds 4-2, getting goals from 4 different goal scorers.